Hello. This isn't right. Why is there a gap? Where is there a gap in this stream? There we go. That's much better. Where's my window gone? There we go. Okay. Sorry. I thought I had things set up and I didn't. We're doing a reaction to Wicked. More specifically, the second trailer, or I guess the official trailer. So this is a 3.5 minute long trailer. I haven't seen it yet. I have been enjoying the Wicked discourse on Twitter over it. People have opinions, which is obviously fine. People are allowed opinions on the trailer. Sorry, I'm doing that thing where my mind is distracted. Somehow I'm still speaking and they're not talking to each other, so I'm just blabbering. This is Wicked. This is the live action trailer. We reacted to the teaser trailer. Now this is the official trailer. I've seen some other things that people have pointed out on Wicked because nothing's bringing much more joy on Twitter at the moment than the Wicked discourse. But we've already given our kind of impressions of the pre-production, the plans behind the show and the film. Let's watch it, see what we glean from it. I think because to be honest, it's 1:20 in the morning, so I probably should have been doing other things. I'm also probably gonna have to adjust my thing slightly. No, not hugely. Just adjusting my physical capture of the trailer, because what are words? What are you trying to say, Harris? Okay, that's fine. Sorry, I'm just in the stuff of the vertical stream because I didn't change that before, and it didn't occur to me that it would be different based on different resolutions. I should probably actually I should have done something about. I should have, yeah. Let me just rename this real quick. Sorry, I'm doing fixing things about my stream. I should have done before it live. Where were we? Oh yeah, this thing.
Are people born wicked? Or do they have wickedness thrust upon them? You're green.
I am. Welcome, new students, to Shiz University. Miss Elphaba, you can room with Miss Galinda.
Oh, popular. I know about popular. Oh, I saved you some space, by the way.
Do you really think this is fair?
I do not. I was promised a private suite. But thanks for asking.
Please, everyone take your seats. In today's Oz, a real sorcerer who possesses true magic has become all too rare.
Absolutely remarkable.
That was you who made all that happen. How did you do it?
I don't know. I've never known.
You, come with me.
Of course.
Not you. You. You're the one the wizard has been waiting for.
Galinda?
Ew.
I know. It's my granny's. I'd give it away, but I don't hate anyone that much.
Hey.
You should join us tonight. And don't tell me you have nothing to wear. Because you could wear this. Something has changed within me.
She doesn't give a twig what anyone thinks.
Something is not the same. Of course she does. She just pretends not to.
The wonderful Wizard of Oz summons you to the Emerald City. Come with me.
What?
To meet the wizard.
I couldn't possibly. This is your moment. I'm coming.
The great and terrible.
Something bad is happening in Oz.
The best way to bring folks together is to give them a real good enemy.
You have no real power.
That's why I need you.
Don't let her get away! This wicked witch.
Don't be afraid.
I'm not afraid. It's the wizard who should be afraid of me.
Huh. Interesting. I like how they're can I get it? No. I like how they're let's find something good to settle on. I like how they're combining the pink of Glinda and the green of Alphaba into the logo. I don't think that's something that the stage production ever did in this marketing. I don't really know if I have any particular. How long was my last reaction video to this? I think it was like 40 minutes, an hour, 50 minutes. I went for a very, very long time when I reacted to the previous trailer to this, and I can't remember how long it was. I reacted to the first look teaser for Wicked for 71 minutes. 70 minutes. And that teaser, that first look was a minute long. This is 3 times the length. The pressure is here for me to speak on this for like, by that maths, another 3 hours. I'm not gonna do that. I don't really know why it took me an hour and 10 minutes to talk about a woman in video. So that's 10 minutes per second of video. Do I have that many thoughts about this? I don't know. What is interesting is we're seeing childhood Alphaba. I picked up on that. But that doesn't happen in the music. Okay, so for people who don't know my background with Wicked, if you've not watched my 1 hour and 10-minute video reaction to the teaser, I saw it first at the West End 2012, 13, 10, 11. It was a GCSE trip to London, so it would have been 2010, 2011. Probably 2011. So we went down to London to look at a bunch of war stuff. So I saw it at West End there. Very nice start when it came to Leeds in 2014. Yeah. And then I saw it in Bradford, I think, in 2017. So I've seen it 3 times. I rarely see things more than once. Just as a general pop thing. Especially not like it's rare for me to like go to the I barely ever go to the cinema twice to see a film. Especially in particular, even on its first like original run. I went to go see Age of Ultron twice, but that's only because I missed the first 50 minutes of the film by accident, which I also don't intend to do. But I've seen Wicked on stage 3 times, and I think it's my favorite musical. I just absolutely love it. But I've not read the book. I probably should read the book. I hear the book is like a different thing, and that's fine. And normally that's why I read the books before I see adaptations. But yeah, so I hear the book is a separate thing and has a kind of a different tone and different kind of like vibe and different ending. I might be wrong, but that's what I've heard. From what I've read and from what people I know who have, one person in particular I know who's read the book as well. Rather than the musical, I think the book takes more. The book takes direct. The book is an alternate history telling of the Oz stories, but merely from the books. Whereas the musical is an adaptation of the book, but also takes some influence from the film in its kind of style. And so, from the Wizard of Oz film, I mean, obviously, this film is trying to like play off the homage, play off the the how famous the original Wizard of Oz film. Well, is it original? It might be the one before that, but 1940s, 30s one, with its look here. I'm going on a tangent. Anyway, so where was I getting at? Anyway, the musical we don't have this bit in. There might be in the book. I don't know, but we don't see this section. So clearly, this is, and people are wondering, well, how are you padding out the musical? Because it's a two-parter. You got Wicked Part 1, Wicked Part 2, even though they're not actually advertising this as a Part 1. But the musical is like, what, 3 hours long? And the films will run for like longer than that. I think probably like 4 hours or something in combined runtime. So I feel like, well, where are you padding out? Clearly, this is one of those things. And actually, I think I could do the film some good. It's fine for a musical, but actually, I think if I was saying, oh, we are missing something, it's a lot of the kind of why Elphaba. Like we're meant to infer a lot about Elphaba being Elphaba and Elphaba's relationship with her sister, because her and her sister don't really have that much to do with each other. I mean, again, it's a musical. It's very fast paced. A lot of the time I spent with like the music, so that's understandable. Musicals tend to happen over. Well, I was gonna say musicals tend to happen over very short periods of time, but the last musical I saw was Blood Brothers, and that was like decades. So that's objectively wrong. Certainly a lot of other musicals I've seen have happened over a short period of time. Or I mean, in terms of Wicked, it's 2 periods of time jumping between running intervals. This is a very weak kind of thread I'm pulling here at the moment, so I'll restructure. Also, the trailer does open up with this shot, which is actually, I mean, clearly an entirely computer-generated shot, I'm sure, or at least heavily filtered in its stylization that it might as well be. But damn, does that... If I was the type of person who used, like... I prefer my backdrops and my wallpapers to be photos that I've taken, so they remind me of my own memories. But if I was the type of person to take other people's art and use that as a background, damn, I would be tempted to use this, because this is a very good... I love this little shot. So obviously this is after Elphaba has allegedly melted, and probably the pool of water we're looking at the ground is a combination of the bucket of water and Elphaba's alleged remains. But like, is that a spoiler? Well, it's not even a spoiler because we know what happens in the original film, but also the very first... People are complaining on Twitter. I'm doing that thing where I have a thought and I've just changed my mind mid-thought. I was going to say people on Twitter are complaining that the trailer gives away the full plot of the film. I'm like, yeah, but the full plot of the film is kind of dramatical irony. You already know what's going to happen at the end anyway. The musical, rather, you already know what's going to happen at the end anyway because they tell you at the beginning. Much fair, we don't tell you the minutiae, and I guess this trailer does tell you the minutiae. That's what people are complaining about. Anyway, what am I saying? The very first song on the musical is "The Witch is Dead," and I think so. I think this, but then this is obviously trailer for the first half of a musical, and this doesn't happen until the second half. So I think I said this in my teaser reaction, and what I think is going to happen is, because I assume they've shot it back to back, we're going to open up with Elphaba's death being portrayed, or at least this aftermath, and then go from this to Glinda floating down to Munchkin land, which is what we see happen. Where does it happen? Here.
The best way to bring
this part here
together is to give them.
And obviously that then plays into, so this happens. So obviously, the witch is dead, and then look, it's Glinda, and then she floats down, and continues singing that song. And then we flash back into. I assume we go to see Elphaba's birth, and then we see her childhood as a new part, maybe an extended song section, and then goes as per normal. Shall we script through this? I wasn't asking you, Siri, but thanks for playing.
Are people born?
Not sure what that is of. I mean, that's obviously the Emerald City. Someone horse riding to Emerald City, I'm not quite sure.
Wicked.
Sorry, I had a sniff.
Or do they have wickedness thrust upon them?
I think that's very weird editing of the trailer, where it's faded black and then come back in the exact same shot it was before you faded black. That's distracting for me. I wish I hadn't done that. They should have just kept it flowing, but that's my thoughts. So obviously that's a line from Witch is Dead. Witch is Dead, that's not what's the name of the song. Or is it? No One Mourns the Wicked. Witch is Dead is from Wizard of Oz. I knew it was wrong. That's obviously Shiz. So this is I think this is Glinda's arrival. I think she arrives by boat. It's very Joker-esque. Actually, no Joker. It's very Darth Sidious laughing in the background to sentiment. Anyway.
You're green.
I am.
See, I really hear that delivery of I am. It's meant to be sarcastic, like, no way. Really? I never noticed. That's meant to be the delivery. Obviously, I'm not saying my delivery is what they should have used in the context of the scene. And obviously, this is a very chopped, like, this isn't the full scene as I assume it's going to be edited on theatre. I assume it's going to be paced much, much better and it's being compressed to a trailer. But I really hope this isn't the take and delivery of a line we use, because I hate that. I mean, unless, obviously in the context of the fuller scene, it flows better. But that just, like, it just seems so wooden. Also, I have just noticed that her glasses are like a figure of 8, and it's kind of cool, but it also is going to bother me how asymmetric it is, because I don't know if it's an autism thing, I just hate asymmetry.
Welcome.
I think it's again probably another shot from Shiz. I mean, it might very well be part of the evil Shiz.
Students.
Yeah, so obviously Glinda appears by boat.
To Shiz.
And then this is Fiero. Everyone swinging over, and I think that newspaper says Prince Fiero on it, because I think he is like I think he's a prince of something. He has like a castle somewhere. It's said in the throwaway line in the musical. I'm sure they'll expand on in the books. Why do you look so creepy when you're doing that? Like, no one walks away. I mean, that's kind of the point. He's meant to be kind of arrogant and full of himself.
University. Miss
Elphaba.
You can room with Miss Galinda.
Popular.
gonna be popular. The song got stuck in my head so much.
I know about popular. Oh, I saved you some.
People were complaining that from the first trailer. People were complaining that the first trailer was hiding that the film was a musical. I think maybe I didn't get that inclination, but that's probably because I was like never questioning that it was going to be a musical, because obviously Wicked is very much the musical in my head. I guess if you didn't know, then you might be inclined to think otherwise. There is, and then that first trailer, the first teaser had Defying Gravity as like a undertone of the entire trailer, but I don't think they actually like said any of the lines until right at the end. Whereas I think this is what am I saying? I think this is doing like a melody of the different songs. So hopefully that's much more pro. This is a musical.
Space, by the way.
Do you really think this is fair?
I do not. I was promised a private suite. But thanks for asking.
And that's again probably from Popular. I think all those shots are probably from Popular, apart from obviously the. I feel like this and this are probably from What Is This Feeling. Those last two, that last shot and this shot are probably from What Is That Feeling. I imagine instead of it being, I mean, the musical isn't clear, nor does it need to be on where I think isn't the implication that what's it called? What Is This Feeling starts off with them both in their rooms writing a letter, and then after that it kind of moves because obviously you got the chorus coming in. So I think a similar thing is going to happen here. They're both going to rooms, they both individually start writing the letters, and then it's going to like jump scene from scene as the song continues, and then as we progress through What Is This Feeling. So I feel like these are probably shots from that scene, and that's hopefully the last part of What Is This Feeling, because that's pretty much exactly what happens with Elphaba jump scaring Glinda deliberately and then giggling to herself, because why would you not embrace that aspect of yourself if people were. I mean, it's kind of a theme of the thesis of the film in a sense, but
Please, everyone take your.
I need to pause on Dr. Dillamond.
Please, everyone take.
There's a lot of discourse on Dr. Dillamond being a literal CGI goat. I can't remember the Twitter user's name, but some Twitter user was like, tweeted like ages ago, oh, what if the reason they haven't announced the casting for Dr. Dillamond is because they've got an actual goat for Dr. Dillamond, and then they have a CGI goat, and that user's like, well, that's what I guess I was right. I mean, it is a very CGI goat, to be fair, but goats often are weird creatures, aren't they? So
Take your seats. In today's Oz, a real sorcerer who possesses true magic has become all too rare.
Absolutely remarkable.
I have to say, I mean,
Become all too rare.
I wasn't sure from the first teaser, but here and in the screen cuts that I've seen, Michelle Yeoh as what's her name? I'm gonna bring up the Wicked cast list. Why am I blanking on the frickin' name of the frickin' person? Madame Morrible. And to my credit, it's my least favorite name in the musical because it's the most like everyone else is like Aussian names like Elphaba and Glinda and Fiero and Nessa Rose and Bock and Dillamond, and then you got Morrible. Like they just alliterated Madam with horrible and called it a day. I'm like, is that really the best you come up with? Okay, I guess fine, sure, whatever. I mean, yeah, Michelle Yeoh is really like, I wasn't sure in the first teaser, but based on this trailer, she's selling me on her being Madame Morrible. She's doing a very good job at it.
Absolutely remarkable.
That was you who made all that happen. How did you do it?
Then that's obviously the scene where someone tries to take Nessa Rose from her and she panics and uses magic.
I don't know. I've never known.
You. Come with me.
Of course.
Not you. You.
I imagine that's this scene is a prelude to the party scene. And obviously that previous scene is this bit is a bit where Madame Morrible invites Elphaba rather to study magic with her privately.
Of course.
Not you. You. You're the one the wizard has been waiting.
And then that's the trailer's playing in the background, the undertone of No One Mourns the Wicked.
For.
Glinda?
Has been waiting for.
Glinda?
Ew. I know. It's my granny's. I'd give it away, but I don't hate anyone that much.
Hey!
You should join us tonight. And don't tell me you have nothing to wear. Because you could wear this.
I think what I'm thinking about is that how the musical does this scene? Because I know the scene where she gifts, like you wouldn't notice from the trailer, but this is a pivotal part of the musical where obviously to do a prank on Elphaba, Glinda gives her that ugly hat. But I think this is just after Elphaba has been speaking to Nessa about where and Nessa's been. I'm telling you a lot of things about the musical which aren't gonna make any sense to you unless you've already seen the musical. So I don't know why I'm bothering. But the point being, this is midway through what's the name of the song? Freaking musical numbers. Dancing Through Life. So this is in the middle of Dancing Through Life. They have a brief kind of they do that thing where they stop briefly having dialogue when the dialogue sees back into the music. I always forget what the dialogue is because I listen to music the soundtrack a lot. But obviously the soundtrack it removes the dialogue, so I can't remember if this dialogue is actually in the musical or not. I know there's a part of I know when we return back into the musical part of the scene, she sings about why the hats and her match. You're both so smart. Oh god, that was so flat. I mean, no one should be shocked or surprised. I'm not. I am many things. I am not a singer. I just surprised myself about how terrible that delivery was. If I'm being honest. Deserve each other. I'm gonna stop singing parts of the musical before I embarrass myself further. So yeah, I'm distracted because I'm like, well, hang on, she present it to her this way, but maybe she does in like, and I'm just misremembering because I'm obviously I've listened to the soundtrack probably 100 times more than I've ever seen it on stage. So we're like every time I go back to see it on stage, I'm like, oh, I forgot this thing happens here because the soundtrack skips over it, you know. So yeah, the delivery of this part in the musical might be slightly different, and maybe we watch it again.
Tonight, and don't tell me you have nothing to wear, because you could wear this.
There's a lot of extended dialogue breaks in Dancing Through Life. Dancing Through Life is probably, out of all of the musical numbers, the one which is the most misrepresented in the soundtrack, because there's like extended. I mean, like one of my favorite lines in the entire musical, which is oranges and limes and some oranges and limes and pears. Oh my, which obviously is like just like, oh god, it's such a clever line to put in. Obviously happens in this part, but obviously there's like there's like said dialogue between Bach and Nessa Rose. Well, I like he calls her Nessa Rose by her full name whenever the musical calls her Nessa. I don't know why I keep doing that. Her and Nessa, him and Nessa rather, have a quick dialogue which is obviously skipped over in the soundtrack. So I can't actually remember if this is in, the point being, I can't remember if the way this scene is playing out is how it plays out in the musical, or if the film is changing things. Because if the film is changing things by virtue of replacing parts of the musical with actual just dialogue, it's gonna be a bit of a problem. But I don't think they're doing that well. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Something has changed within me.
So now we're segueing to define gravity as the undertone.
She doesn't give a twig what anyone thinks.
Something is not the same.
Of course she does.
And then yeah, so this trailer does kind of give away the whole part of the musical, which is, first Glinda and Elphaba are at odds, and then they become friends, and then something happens. But I don't know if that's necessarily a spoiler. Certainly a lot of the Wicked musical, the stage musical promotion material is like, oh, they were actually friends. And, you know, the very first part of the musical, in the very first song in No One Mourns the Wicked, someone's basically like, Glinda, is it true that you and... That's... I was trying to go for a musical American accent, and I somehow went for New York. I somehow landed on New Yorker newsreader for some reason. So one of the citizens involved is like, didn't you know her? Or were you friends or whatever? So it's not. Again, this is the premise of a musical. It's not necessarily a spoiler.
Pretends not to.
The wonderful Wizard of Oz summons you to the Emerald City. Come with me.
What?
To meet the wizard.
I couldn't possibly. This is your moment. I'm coming.
That's definitely a different dialogue to musical. I think. But that's fine. I'm not complaining, I'm just pointing out details. One Short Day is a fantastic, very extravagant, fully camp, embracing the cheesiness of musicals number. And if this film delivers anything less than that level of just full on like embracing the wacky, then it's missed the point of this. It's not the point. It's missed the spirit of the musical, I think.
I am Oz the Great and Terrible.
I am also very much getting sold on the idea of Ian Malcolm. Crap. What is it about 2 o'clock in the morning where I just forget everyone's like Jeff Goldblum, everyone's name. I am embracing the Jeff Goldblum of whoops of the Wizard of Oz. That's probably the bit after where Elpha's tricked into making all the monkeys fly.
Bad is happening in Oz.
Yeah, it is, because she's like, I guess, fleeing, and sees what she's been tricked into do.
The best.
I think that's the first time we see. That's probably the end of the transformation of when a monkey is made into a fly monkey the first time.
Way to bring folks
And obviously, this is back to the beginning of the musical. No one mourns the wicked.
together is to give them a real good enemy.
I mean, this is one of the reasons why I really love Wicked, because it's very much a musical through and through, but it's also a very good commentary on propaganda, to be honest, and yeah, it's a good commentary piece of propaganda and revisionism, and this is kind of one of the key discussion points around it, about how, you know, Oz was Wizard of was trying to obtain power by othering and marginalizing and monsterifying, there's another word for it, I'm forgetting what it is, the animals of Oz, so that everyone would kind of like band together against them, which is why they became more of a rare species. And it's a very relevant piece of commentary for today too. I do like all these. I do like these elements, because these elements you don't see in the musical, probably because of scope and stuff. But the film is clearly going to lean more on the kind of a whole propaganda element, and how, you know, their the revisionism. So I hope they do lean into that, because definitely something which is better done on film than it is done on stage. So that's kind of what I'm hoping the film takes advantage of. Like this whole Wickerman. I mean, I imagine this looks like it would be from No One Mourns the Wicked reprise, which then obviously segues straight into Thank Goodness, which is an Act 2 song. So there's people are wondering where the split is going to be between part 1 and part 2 in terms of the musical. It makes sense obviously for it to be where the intermission is in the musical, which would be just after Defying Gravity. Because obviously that's a relative high note to end on, and it leaves you kind of wanting to know where it goes from there. Even though, you know, well, I don't know. So I was going to say Act 2 is weaker than Act 1, but actually I don't think that's necessarily true. I think Act 1 has more bangers, but Act 2 has more memorable. I mean, I'm just a big fan of No Good Deed, so that's probably my bias. So yeah, this very much seems like, although this might be like an epilogue, like we might, after we Define Gravity, we might see this kind of thing, and that might be like the downer Empire Strikes Back kind of ending. I'm very confused about this placement in this trailer. It might also just not be in the film, and they might just be throwing in part 2 sections into the trailer, which is something that, you know, has happened before.
You have no real power.
That's why I need you.
Don't let her get away! This wicked.
I like that use of the balloon as a kind of throwback. So yeah, we're seeing a whole bunch of like post-propaganda. Actually, no, that might be during Elpha's initial escape. To be fair. Oh, that'll be during the part where they release the lion just before I'm Not That Girl.
Don't be afraid.
I'm not afraid. It's the wizard who should be afraid of me.
Oh yeah, no, that's my well, it's 2 in the morning now. How long have I been going on for? 40 minutes. 40 minutes is fair enough, long enough to go through this trailer with. Yes, those are my thoughts. I think my main takeaways are, we're getting some extra, I can see what the extra padding is. Some of the dialogue and some of the sections might be different. But as long as we're not taking away musical elements, making those into dialogue elements, that's fine with me. Pad more of a dialogue of all you want. What I'm seeing of this, I'm like, I recognize that bit. And it's interesting. Like, I'm very familiar with a lot of the blocking of the stage show, having seen it 3 times. So I can vaguely remember like a lot of where everyone is during the musical sections. It's clever they're not doing this just as a kind of a shot for a screen to a stage to screen shot for shot remake. They're changing like the blocking and the choreography and the stuff to make the use of the fact that they're on sets in 3D space rather than the relative two-dimensional space of screen. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Anyway, I can feel I'm flaking and I need to go pack for tomorrow and maybe risk a lie down. So I think we're going to definitely end things there. No. No, this is not good at all. Right, I definitely need to yeah, I definitely need to fix that in post. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.